Wake up, I'm ready to go, yeah. Feeling so good in control, yeah. Think of the places I could be, so I give up and watch TV. I think I'm going crazy, pacing around my room. Tell me that it gets better, being alone together. The world is upside down and I'm turning inside out. Tell me that it gets better, being alone together.
Hello, so California sunlight is pretty harsh and it's better to have diffused lighting coming through these windows. So occasionally when I'm trying to film in here, in the morning when the light is beautiful and amazing and great, the blinds cause this dappled lighting effect. With the human eye, we kind of adjust for it so it looks beautiful. But when the camera is looking at it, the lights are either overexposed, the shadows are just way too dark. You can't really see them now, but they currently have blinds on, and they work fine. The problem is they're too heavy and they're kind of broken. They're crooked, so when I pull them up, it doesn't make for a beautiful YouTube set. So today I'm going to be taking these blinds down and putting up sheer curtains so that it gives a very nice diffused light. So let's get started. Here is what the space looks like before. I bought some affordable curtains and curtain rods from Target, and I got to work taking down the blinds. Once they were all down, it was time to drill the curtain rod hooks in. Already without the blinds, the room feels a lot brighter. Since these curtains are super lightweight, there's no need to use anchors. Once I got the curtains up, the light became so much softer and diffused. It's a lot more flattering in videos, and I highly recommend them for anyone who films a lot. I have the links in the description box down below. Here's the final result. At night, I dedicate a few hours to work on new art pieces in my sketchbook. This is how I come up with most of my new merch and prints. A lot of people ask me why I do it this way. Why not just do everything digitally? It's easier to plan and it's faster to finish. Well, it's something I started doing when I was working full-time in animation. I was spending 8 hours a day, oftentimes a lot more than that, on the computer creating digital art for someone else. At a certain point, when I tried to draw traditionally again, I realized I regressed in my drawing skills. The next few days were dedicated to filming. I've been spending a lot more time setting up the shots and making sure the set looks nice, and it's paid off in the success of the YouTube videos. It takes sometimes over an hour just to set up. For certain videos, the set is the couch and I have to set up all over again. For an introvert, filming takes a lot out of me. I'm pretty wiped by the end of filming week. A lot of young creatives don't realize that if you're not practicing your craft every day, you lose it. Not right away, slowly, kind of like weight gain. It's a painful stab to the ego because in order to get past it, you have to recognize it didn't just happen all of a sudden. It was a bunch of bad habits stacking up over time. On top of that, I really started to hate drawing and painting. Somewhere along the way, my passion became just something I did for work. Everything I created was for a client or a studio. I didn't even realize how mindless it was until I one day tried drawing for myself in a sketchbook. It was like pulling teeth. Worse than the drawing being awful was how long it took me to come up with an idea. Being creative used to be easy for me. After years of being forced to push all of that aside, it was embarrassingly difficult. But once I was able to finish the sketch, as gross as it looked, I noticed that it felt more original and true to myself than anything I'd done in a long time. By Friday, we're done filming and we start editing. Vincent's pride and joy is the podcast, and he always demands to edit it. check out the newest episode if you haven't already. So, like a muscle, I started training my creativity again. I forced myself to work traditionally when I was doing art for myself. It's now my preferred way to come up with pieces for prints and merch. It does take me longer than, let's say, someone working digitally to finish each of these pieces, but the less time you spend on something, the less meaningful and thoughtful the art tends to be. What is the point in finishing something quickly anyway? Is it because you need to post on social media to stay relevant? I've noticed that a lot of art, especially on Instagram, is made in a day, and its purpose is just to get likes.
So what are we doing today?
So, the restaurants finally opened for outdoor dining in Southern California.
Woohoo!
So we're gonna go get Korean barbecue.
All right.
We don't like to eat out too often, but it's important for us to get out of the house and relax on the weekends. We went to Gen in Alhambra when outdoor dining was allowed. Again. On these lunch dates and long car rides, we try not to talk about work, but oddly enough, it's also when we come up with the best ideas for podcasts and videos. Afterwards, we walk off our meal and enjoy being around other people again, even if we do have to wear masks. We grabbed some boba that they somehow made political and head home. Likes, likes, likes. There's nothing wrong with wanting likes, but for me, it's just not fulfilling anymore. I worked my ass off for my art to be liked. I threw away my individuality for the validation of Hollywood and to get hired at Disney. I've already been validated, and it didn't mean anything at the end of the day. I've reached a point now in my art where it's less about the likes and the validation, but it's about having something to say. It doesn't matter if it's filmmaking, music, or drawing these days. When I was a bit younger, I thought I had something to say. But if I were honest with myself, I don't think they were messages that were meaningful because there was no risk involved. I was just parroting what was already popular and mainstream. Through demanding myself to create videos every single week, I've learned that if what you have to say doesn't involve some kind of risk, are you saying anything important at all?